What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Today, we're talking about something, well, completely off topic from what you expect of me, right? Mike Dolce, four-time world MMA trainer of the year, #1 best-selling author in the health and fitness space. Why is he talking about finance? Why is he talking about becoming a millionaire? Well, because you need to hear that. This is information you have never been taught. But I was able to pick this up along the way. I want to share it with you briefly so you can dramatically change the trajectory of your life, the quality of your life, and the way you share experiences with the people you love and care about. Now, I have a financial background. In my past life, I was a certified municipal tax assessor, one of the youngest sitting assessors in the state of New Jersey. I was responsible for real property tax rolls of over $2.2 billion, right? So this is a highly mathematical trade. Now, I left that to pursue my passion of health and fitness using that mathematical, analytical mind that I had, but also my decade plus experience working inside that industry. And I was able to use my financial knowledge and my business acumen to build multiple businesses and brands in the health and fitness space. So just a little bit of brief background on why you should be listening to me in the first place. But I grew up from, well, less than humble means even. I grew up in tough times, poverty, no heat, no electricity, no running water in my childhood home. And that's a true story. Times were tough, as they are for many families, but ours was pretty much tougher than most. That motivated me to learn the science of money, learn how to use the laws of math, but also finance to dramatically improve my life, to not repeat the lifestyle that I had as a child, and to change the trajectory of my own. Now, I wanted to share this information with you because many of you inside our health and fitness community also have financial troubles and questions, and that is part and parcel to your own long-term success in life. So again, just a little bit of background. But now I want to talk to you very specifically on how you can become a millionaire regardless of your current income. Like, you could be broke as a joke right now, and you can still retire a millionaire, guaranteed. And I'm going to share the math with you. But first, I want to bring your attention to, this is Inc.com from Inc. magazine. Why Albert Einstein considered compound interest the most powerful force in the universe. And I'll just briefly pull a few quotes here. There's an often told story that when Albert Einstein was once asked what mankind's greatest invention was, he replied, compound interest. There's even one claim that Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. This is true. Now we'll go on. As another great American, Benjamin Franklin, described it, money makes money. And the money that money makes money. That is probably the simplest explanation of compound interest you will ever hear. Now, when we talk about becoming a millionaire, well, really, right now, most of us, we start off trading our time for money. You go to work, you get paid an hourly wage or even a salary eventually as you work your way up, and you make your $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 a year as a grown-up salaried employee. Well, you're still trading your time, your 8, 9, 10 hours a day, your 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Some of you salaried employees, you're trading time for money for that paycheck at the end of the week. But what happens when you no longer can trade your time? You don't want to trade your time. You don't want to show up 10 hours a day, 5.5 days a week anymore to that job. You run out of money. The money stops coming in. Now, the concept of compounding interest is that your money makes money while you sleep, while you work or don't work. Robert Kiyosaki spoke on this in his Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, and he talked about the cash flow quadrant. Now, I disagree with a lot of the financial levers that Kiyosaki talks about, using debt to create portfolios and to control real estate rather than owning independent real estate. That's a topic for another video if you guys are interested. But he was very correct in the concept of investing and using your investment to grow. Now, I teach my children, rule number one of money is make money. You got to make money. You got to bring $1 in. You have to make money. And I teach them to make money every day, so they're consciously thinking about making money 7 days a week. This is more of an entrepreneurial mind, not an employee mind, right? Make money every day. Rule number two of money is what? You must aggressively protect that money. You traded your time to make money. You brought that money home. Now, do not let that money just fly away. Do not let it blow away. Do not let it walk away. Do not so easily hand it over to someone else because you traded your time for that money. So rule number two is to aggressively protect that money. Rule number three is teach your money to make more money. And this is the most important part of it. Now, to teach your money to make more money, you can utilize the concept of compounding interest that we just spoke about. And I'm going to break down for you 1, 2, 3, 4 scenarios. And then the fifth bonus scenario you want to pay attention to, because that is going to be the crazy kicker. How you can actually become a millionaire from where you are right now. So I'm going to jump over here to an investment calculator to share with you, and you can watch me in real time do this. So now let's say you are 20 years old, the 20-year-old who's going to retire. Let's say retirement age for the sake of easy math is 65 years old. So the 20-year-old who will retire at 65, which is younger, sorry, mom, younger than my mom right now. Had my mom known this when she was 20 years old, my goodness, the life she would be swimming in right now. But now you're going to learn it. So at 20 years old, you retire at 65, you have $0 in current investments. You are broke, but you can contribute $12.50 to a compounding interest investment account. I'll talk about that at the very end of the video. You can add $50 per month, $50 per month. Dedicated. So you made, rule number one is you made money. Rule number two is you saved the money. Rule number three is now you're going to teach the money how to make more money at just $50 a month at 20 years old at a general 12% rate of return, which is the average rate of return of the S&P 500 index. You can look at SPY or VOO, do your own research. And this is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. I'm not a certified public accountant. I'm just a guy sharing very valuable information that you do want to hear. Now, 20 years old, retire at 65, $0 right now, but you can scratch together $50 per month. $50 per month at a general rate of 12% rate of return. Bam, at 65 years old, you are a millionaire. You will have $1,072,736 at just saving $50 per month. Think about that. You spend more than $50 a month on coffee, on sandwiches, on potato chips, on beer. $50 a month if you start when you're 20. Now, listen, this is crazy. And you're going to remember this for the next 3 examples that I show you. The 20-year-old, when they retire, had only contributed $27,000 of their own money, which grew to be at $1,072,000. Only 3% of that total was from your hard work. Only 3% of that $1 million+ was the money you actively put in. The rest was growth from compounding interest. How crazy is that? Now, for those 30-year-olds, let's say you're 30 and you have $0 in the bank, but now, if you don't start when you're 20, you start when you're 30. Well, guess what? Now you're going to have to save over 3 times the amount of money per month as if you started when you were 20. But it's not that big of a deal because it's only $167 per month. Invested again in an example would be an S&P 500 index fund. between 30 and 65 years. Well, look at that. A millionaire also at just $167 per month invested between 30 and 65. Now, here's something interesting. Remember when you were 20 years old? You only had to take 27,000 of your own dollars and invest. Well, now at 30 years old, you have to take 70,000 of your own dollars and invest, which is still not a bad deal because that's only 7% of the total. You literally gained 93% more money, right? 70,000 went in, but you're still walking away with $1,070,000. Not bad, not bad. But now, if you're 40, you're going to have to save more than 10 times the amount of money each month than if you started when you were 20. So 40 years old, retiring at 65, you have $0, let's say. Remember, stay to the end because I'm going to show you something really cool. And now you have to contribute $570 per month, with a little over $6,000 a year. It's not that bad. If you're a 40-year-old, you should be able to scratch that up. Bam! You still retire a millionaire, saving $570 a month in your 40s, starting in your 40s, continuing through to 65. And what's kind of cool, but not compared to 20 and 30, well, now you had to contribute $171,000 of your own dollars in order to retire a millionaire, which is only 16% of the total. But if you started when you were 20, you only had to take 27,000 of your own dollars out. At 30, it's only 70,000. But at 40, well, now it's 171,000. Well, that money could be redeployed in other areas, and I'll speak about that also. But now you're 50. You want to retire in 15 years at 65. You have $0 saved right now, and many people are in this exact situation. Well, now it's going to get a little harder, but not impossible, because now you have to invest $2,150 per month. And you will still retire a millionaire. And that sounds like a lot of money. $2,150 per month might sound like a lot of money. And at the end of that 15 years, when you do retire a millionaire, you'll have contributed $387,000 of your own dollars. But that's still only 36% of the total. Not bad. If I said, hey, give me $3 and I'll give you back 10, you would make that trade all day long. That is the worst case scenario right now. If you start at 50, for every $3, you'll get back 10. When you retire, if you are simply diligent enough to take advantage of compounding interest. Now, the last piece I'm going to blow your mind with right now, which is very interesting. Let's go back to the 20-year-old, just for illustration purposes. If you start at 20 years old with the plan of retiring at 65 as a millionaire, but now you say, I'm not going to spend a single dollar monthly to invest. I'm going to put that money elsewhere, but I got a $5,000 check from grandma, from grandpa, from my summer job. When I graduated high school, all the family gave me some money. And I took $5,000 of that money. I invested the full $5,000 into, as an example, an S&P 500 index fund, such as VOO or SPY and many others that are out there. Do your own research. But at 20 years old, you invested $5,000 into an index fund that kicks off about a 12% rate of return per year. You invest $0 additional dollars from that point forward. Well, look at this. You're a millionaire. If at 20 years old, parents, if you teach your children when they're 20 years old, or when they're 15 years old, or when they're 10 years old, or maybe you decide to take $5,000 when your children are born Or you just turned your child into a decamillionaire off of a $5,000 single one-time investment. But back to the 20-year-old retires at 65, $5,000 college money, boom, into, some sort of fund that's generating a 12% rate of return, which the S&P 500 over 30 years has averaged 10 to 12%. There's other things happening right now in finance that makes it a lot easier to be an intelligent investor while still being conservative. And you can tell I'm very conservative. But this one investment now will turn you into a millionaire. So let me close the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to understand how easy it truly is for you to become a millionaire. But really, it's about achieving a goal. This is what we do. This is why I believe the Dolce diet has been very successful in the health and fitness field, is because we understand the stated goal. We have a very specific goal with a very specific deadline. That becomes very simple. Remember, I spoke about my mathematical background, and utilizing that, we can actually turn this into a very simple formula with checks and balances and pluses and minuses along the way. So simply utilizing the benefit of compounding interest can take anyone. You can come up with $50. You can slowly but surely start adding to that. You can delay a little bit of short-term gratification with coffees and lunches out or whatever the things you might be spending your money on. I always think about taking today's money and multiplying it for future you, right? $3 that you spend today is worth $10 to you 15 years from now. Isn't that incredible? Now, if you have any questions, I'm going to answer those right here. But thank you guys for being a part of this, for letting me share this information with you. If you have any specific questions, leave them under the comments below. If you want to hear more financial information, more business information, more entrepreneurial information, please leave comments below. Let me know. I'm happy to speak on this topic or other topics. And you'll notice this video is slightly different from the manner, the energy that we use on our health and fitness content, because it's a different topic and it deserves a different approach. GB says, yeah, boom. Isaac, F you, which means effing unbelievable. How can I make money at 16 without having to work 8 hours a day so I can pursue my passion for boxing? Well, when I was 8 years old, I started working. I worked as a dock rat on charter fishing boats in my hometown. After school, I would go up to the docks. I would stand there. I had a neighbor who was a mate on one of the boats. They allowed me to clean the boats, and I made $2 per day. And I'd work 2 or 3 hours. They would pay me $2 per day. Let's say $1 an hour. I worked Monday through Friday, and I made $10 at 8 years old. Now, they had half day and full day trips on Saturday and Sunday. Well, I would work those also. So I would make $10 Monday through Friday, and another $5 to $10 on Saturday and Sunday. That was the beginning. Remember, because I was working to eat, quite literally, right, at that age and stage, and what I had to deal with as a young child growing up. So I became very aware of the power of money and the opportunity that money provides, but also ways in which to make money, protect the money I made, but also to teach the money to make more money. And this is what we all need to understand. And we can do it in a variety of different ways. So the concept of compounding interest that I spoke about in this video is just one very conservative, tried and true. Einstein discussed it. Ben Franklin discusses it. Warren Buffett relies on it, literally relies on it. And some of the greatest investors of all times. So Isaac, how can you make money? You can find a way. It just snowed here. When I was a kid, I was out with the shovel. Whatever I could do, I did. Whatever I could do, I did. When I was a grown man working as a municipal tax assessor, I was also working security as a bouncer because I could make $500 in a single night still. I was selling cars. I would go to charitable organizations. I would buy cars at a good deal. They were happy. I was happy. I would drive that car around, put it in the classified ads back in those days, and I would make profit on the car while not having the expense of a car payment myself. I would drive, buy, and sell a car every month or two as another way to generate income. So, Isaac, open your eyes, my friend. Money is everywhere. Opportunity is everywhere for those who are willing to work. Christian, great to see you, Mike. Being a DDC has changed everything. Stay up, everyone. Christian, I appreciate that, my man. Looking forward to getting back with all the DDCs. We have our next education remote event coming up soon for all the DDCs. So you're going to email on that. I got COVID, so loading up on vitamin D. Well, wishing you well. Josh, what are your thoughts on Ben Pekulski's idea of having no carbs for breakfast, pre-workout in order to use insulin better? You know what? I am going to screenshot that. I want to keep this more financially related, the conversations here. So, Josh, I screenshot that. I will actually do a full video on that. And if you guys leave questions or comments below these videos, I use that to create brand new videos to answer your question and comment in full detail. And if you haven't, consider subscribing to this channel, engaging with a thumbs up, or leaving a comment below. We do appreciate that. Scuba says, F you, Uncle Mike. This is my ultimate goal. I'm 38. I put about $650 a month into my 401k and currently have $160,000 in it. Scuba, this is interesting. You're 38 years old. Let's run this into the calculator so you guys can see in real time how this works. And I am a math nerd like that. I love the formulas. I love running these things out. 38, 650, and he has 160K into it. So how many? He has 160 already sat there, and he's going to contribute $650 per month. He's 38. He's retiring at 65. He already has $160,000, which is excellent, by the way, Scuba. And he's going to put $650 a month in. Bam! Scuba, one of our community, will retire with $5.5 million. And look at what he or she is doing. I can't tell by the name. Congratulations. I absolutely love it. Proof, right? Proof positive of what we're discussing. Can you please post the link for the website you are using? I absolutely can. I will do this right now. And this comes from Ramsey Solutions. It is a Dave Ramsey piece of software that he has for free on his site, it's incredible. It's an excellent, excellent product. And I just added the link here for anyone who's interested on it. Lauren says, are you doing a finance channel? Well, that's the conversation. Will we have a complete finance channel, small business channel, entrepreneur channel? Very possibly we might. But right now, we're going to start adding weekly finance topics to this channel and see what the engagement's like, see how many of you enjoy it, see how many of you want to participate and learn more, and see what topics really start to grow from it. So leave comments below. Let me know what topics you want to hear or what trouble areas you might have right now. Lauren says, do it. I think I will. Well, we're starting right here. We have it going. Guys and gals, I appreciate you all for being here, for taking the time to listen to this video, and hopefully you consider what I had said and do your own research and take a look into this. Now, I had mentioned where you might consider doing research on investing. You might consider using an index fund such as VOO, which is an S&P 500 tracking index fund, which is under the Vanguard banner. Vanguard was founded by a gentleman named Jack Bogle, who is one of the thought leaders in the financial world, completely changed the investing opportunities for regular folks like you and I when he created the index fund and championed the index fund concept. So you can consider VOO. Another popular one is SPY. There's many popular. Fidelity has good S&P 500 index tracking funds also. So do your own research. Once again, not financial advice, but it's certainly something that you definitely want to know. GB, keep the finance stuff coming for sure. Bradley, I would love more entrepreneur conversations. I can absolutely do that. Thanks, Dolce. Please make more of these. Thank you. I believe I will. Last year, Mike took a picture in front of AMC Theater and shared it, so I invested a boatload of money into it. Just wanted to say thank you. Hell yeah, Rob. To the moon, baby. To the moon. We had to ape out. So yeah, I mean, this is what I do. Some of you remember. Now think about what was going on with AMC. Where were they a year ago? Not many people were paying attention to the short squeeze that was happening. So there are opportunities out there. Now that is not something I suggest, and that is just like a fun, tiny little bit of fun money, speculative money. But still, Rob, that was massive, like massive gains. Bradley says, and thanks, keep them coming. Excellent. Simon, hey, Mike, if you were starting out today as a personal trainer, as I am, how would you do it? So you can, one, change lives, two, earn a decent amount that can take you to 1 million to your Simon. Well, Simon, this is exactly what we speak during our Dolce Diet Certification and Fitness Conference. This is a 14-hour, 3-day event, and we will be having our next one in March. We're going to speak about that and promote it soon. You can become a Dolce Diet certified coach, but also I will teach you how to build your business, what we call a cash flow positive business, to allow you financial independence, which then allows you to become a much more dedicated and diligent practitioner in your profession, which generates even more money because now you're even better at what you do, but you're not worrying about money anymore because you use many of these tried and true financial structures that we do discuss. And I teach this during the DDC and fitness conference. So keep your eye out for that. But let me answer your question. The most important thing, and we teach this during the event, is the 5 R's: research, results, right? Research, you must know your topic inside and out. Results, you must be able to produce the desired effect on time every single time. Number 3 is reputation. Reputation is your results plus your integrity. Are you a good person? Are you easy to deal with? Do you get results on time? Do you know your topic? So remember, the 5 R's of success in our philosophy system, in our curriculum, is research, results, reputation, resume, because now you have the reputation as someone who's so awesome and so easy to deal with and so knowledgeable. And man, they get results every single time, like totally over deliver. Well, that's the reputation. Your resume grows. Your phone starts to ring. Everybody wants to work with you. Your resume grows. And then finally, once that resume grows, well, then it's the rewards. You can start doubling and quadrupling your price because you know what? I don't need to work with 40 people. I only want to work with 4 people. And those 4 people are out there that are educated and intentional and willing to invest in their own health. So this is one way to consider it. Now, I also will tell you, when you walk into a room, you must be the most fit person in that room. Now, that doesn't mean you have to swim faster than Michael Phelps or run faster than Usain Bolt or, lift more weights than Stan Efferding. But when you walk in the room, you must be a specimen of yourself relative to yourself, earning the respect of everyone in the room. That's very important. If you are going to be a coach, you must be your shining example. Your first client is you. So that's just a few tips here from an experienced veteran in the game. Can you invest if you are underage? You absolutely can. There's something called an UTMA. You actually can invest if you have earned income underage. You can set up your own IRA, Roth IRA. I would suggest a Roth IRA. That's another video, the Roth IRA, traditional IRA, or 401k, all these different plans. But Isaac, underage, and speak with a certified public accountant. Of course, this is not financial advice. If you earned income legitimately and in the United States, if you file a tax return, then you can actually invest in your own retirement account and get all the tax advantages and all the benefits of compounding interest. You can also consider a 529, which is another great tool that utilizes compounding interest, and it has tax protection that's dedicated specifically to education, college, things such as that. And I say this because parents need to know that also. Is there a website I should go to open an account? I would consider looking into Fidelity, which I like the Fidelity products better, but Vanguard. I like the Vanguard products better personally, but Fidelity seems to be easier to work with. They have better customer service, and the UX, UI of their website and their app is much better. Vanguard is behind the times with customer service and software integration, but I believe the meat of their product is actually the best in the industry. That's my personal opinion, though. Paul Chalk, awesome info, brother. Always speaking the truth. You know it, my man. I appreciate you, brother. When should you move out of your parents' home? As soon as possible. I mean, as soon as possible, as long as there's no negativity and no dysfunction and no toxicity, and your parents love you and they respect your boundaries and you respect theirs and you contribute and you don't take advantage of them, and you're, aging, you're going through school, you're getting your life going, you're saving a couple bucks, probably early mid-20s or so, maybe a year or 2 after you graduate college or some sort of trade-specific school. You get your feet under you as long as there's no toxicity. is if there is some form of toxicity and codependence and dysfunction inside the household, it's probably better to get out sooner. So that would be my suggestion as Uncle Mike more than anything else. Is there any online courses you can do to become a nutritionist? I would strongly suggest going through the Dolce Diet Certification and Fitness Conference. You become a Dolce Diet certified nutrition coach. You get the power of our brand associated. You become a DDC that you put next to your name as a professional accreditation. You have access to myself and our team of registered dietitians and the different products and services that we offer. And we have great financial opportunities for all of our certified coaches. Cowie says, the official inflation numbers came in at 7%. It is the highest in decades. Folks, I get off zero and begin investing. Vanguard index funds are a great start. Thanks, Mike. Cowie, I appreciate that. Thank you. We are in full agreement. Yes. And there is fluctuation. The stock market will go up and it will go down. It will go up and will go down. But when we pull back over 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, it is up, dramatically up, dramatically up. So, and this is where we'll do another video on something called dollar cost averaging, which is how you actually get into the market and you can safely invest. And there's statistics that clearly show that, in my opinion, and statistically speaking, is the best way to actually invest. Cowie says, or Keith says, thanks for this info. I wish I had this when I came out of the Ozarks, broke as a joke, and went into the corporate life for 30 years. Nothing to show for it. Sent this to my 27-year-old boys. Keith, I appreciate that, my friend, but it is not too late. It is never too late. Save $1 today for who you will be tomorrow. I always say young Mike can work. I'm 45 years old, right? But I'm still young Mike. This version of me loves to work, loves to grind, loves to hustle. But tomorrow I might not want to. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, I probably will not want to. I might work because I enjoy it, but not because I have to do it to eat. That's today. Remember, at 50 years old, $3 saved at 50 is $10 at 65, just 15 years away. Not a bad deal, right? Simon says, 100% coach, thank you. Your first client is you. Amazing quote. Thank you. I appreciate that. I use that quite a bit. Cowie, what kind of real estate do you own? Single family, multifamily? Thanks. All single family. I'm looking for multifamily right now, but the market's too high and you know, you can't really, I can't defend the low cap rate, which is the return on investment. I can do better in other areas like in an S&P 500 index fund. Although I am aware of long-term appreciation of real estate, just a hard time to jump in, but I'm living in an area right now that is more challenging. So when we were in Las Vegas, we were heavily invested into single family residential, primarily condominiums, you know, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom condominiums that rented for $1,200 to $1,800, which is the sweet spot in our opinion, because the largest number of renters, of consumers of your product will and can pay $1,200 to $1,800 per month. Some of the larger properties, then you're getting into higher rates. Who's paying $2,000 to $3,000 in rent? They're just going to buy something instead. It's cheaper to buy at that point. So we found good success in that area. And also we got in at a good time because values were appreciating. The Raiders decided to come to Las Vegas. The Knights decided to come to Las Vegas. So we were in a good place at a good time. Location for sure. But right now we're kind of holding, not doing much, you know, in real estate. We're looking, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys and gals, well, I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. This was a fun one. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak on a topic that I absolutely love, but don't get a chance to speak to too much because most people associate me as the fitness dude, the fat loss dude, the weight cutting dude. I'm that dude too, but we could all be something a little bit different at times. If you have any questions, once again, leave them below this video. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and feel free to engage with the channel in any way that you can. Bradley says, for your VIB coaching, would you be able to discuss how to start a business? Absolutely. So those interested, there are links below. You can go to thedolcediet.com. There's an online coaching tab. You want to work with me on fitness, on fat loss, on weight loss, on motivation, on building a training program, getting ready for a competition. But also I have a lot of people, you know, quite a few clients who've joined the online coaching service to discuss their business so I can help them build their business and, you know, create cash flow positive streams of income, how to set up, entities and determine what entity would be best, and maybe work on a 401k program and healthcare programs and other things like. So I do that too, simply because I have the experience in having done it multiple times at a relatively high level. Bradley, yes. So that is available there, whatever is available there. And you guys can click the links below to go to thedolcediet.com. We also have the #1 rated online healthy weight loss platform, where you, in 4 weeks or 12 weeks, you can dramatically change your body, change your life with our 3 weeks to shredded program and living lean program. So that's something we do at very high level. We are an industry leader on the weight loss side, but also, we do some other things, like discuss about personal finance, which is something that's interesting to me, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So I want to thank you guys for being here and allowing me the opportunity to speak on it once again. And check out all of our other videos. We got lots of videos, 2 videos every single day, Monday through Friday, 1 video on Saturday, 1 video on Sunday. We are super, super invested and motivated in providing you the most honest, actionable, and evidence-based information to dramatically improve your life. Until next time, boom.